not to mention free refreshment.
With the monsters done, we move on to the spells and traps. The first is Corruption Cell A, and yes, this is what an A counter looks like in all of its hideous glory. Yuck, it's like a crossbreed of a rat and a leech that got put in a microwave and then thrown in a garbage can. It's a normal spell and its effect is, place one A counter on one face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field. Wow, that is one of the most basic and straightforward effects for an archetype support card I have ever seen. It's also complete trash, so I guess the artwork fits the effect. Next is Mysterious Triangle. And what the hell is this artwork even of? Is it supposed to be a fossilized alien society or something? According to the wiki, a pack of Gangiels is in this artwork, which I assume that's near the bottom there. However, they are all brown, so they must be petrified or fossilized or something, right? A mysterious triangle indeed. It's a quick play spell and its effect is, destroy one monster on the field with an A counter. Then you can special summon one level 4 alien monster from your deck. Destroy it during the end phase. Wow, so it's pretty much an emergency teleport for aliens. The activation condition is really easy to fulfill and it's just straight up +1 for card advantage. More likely than not, you're going to be using this on your turn so you can actually do something with the alien you special summon, but it can still be a nasty surprise for your opponent on their turn. Run 3 of these, it's just too damn good. Next is A-Cell Scatterburst. It looks like a bomb made out of a thermos. It's a quick play spell and its effect is, select one face-up alien monster you control. Destroy it and distribute new A counters equal to its level among your opponent's face-up monsters. Wait, why does it say new A counters? That seems unnecessary since it's a given that any A counter you place with an effect is going to be new. Do they have an edge over old A counters or something? Anyway, this card is okay. Being a quick play is what really saves it, because you can use it to dodge your opponent's card effects and leave behind the gift of infection. However, it is completely outclassed by the next card. Next is A-Cell Recombination of Ice. We got this thing in freaking 2016 as a nod that aliens are still a thing Konami remembers. As you can see, after nearly a decade of no support, the alien greys have grown up and become scientists. Looks like they got an error message though. Also in the background you can see A-Cell breeding devices and A-Cell incubators, as if showing that this card outclasses them. It's a really cool nod to all of their support. It's a quick play spell and its effect is, target one face-up monster on the field, send one alien monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, place A counters on that monster equal to the level of the sent monster. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one alien monster from your deck to your hand. That is awesome! It immediately sets you up for a Golgar play. It fills your graveyard with an alien that you can bring back for Ammonite, generates a nice bounty of A counters, and then you can search Ammonite next turn. It's a damn shame you have to wait one turn to use the search effect, especially since that is the only means of in-team searching aliens have. I mean, it's not like a one-turn Golgar would be OP in fucking aliens of all decks. I mean, you could just use it on your opponent's turn, since it's a quick play, and spring a potential surprise on them if they declare an attack while you have an alien with the debuff effect out, but it still requires you to wait a turn either way. This card is definitely a big help to aliens, but they need more than a single card to keep up with the game. Still, I'm not about to look legacy support like this in the mouth. Always run 3 of these. Next is A-Cell Breeding Device. And that's how A counters are made, kids. They put them through, like, a juicer or something. It's a continuous spell and its effect is, during each of your standby phases, place one A counter on one face-up monster your opponent controls. Wow. I can't believe how slow this is. Seriously, you gotta wait almost one full turn, and your payoff is a single measly A counter. It's awful. You look at Cloudy and Squall and think, wow, that's a slow and insufficient way to place counters, and then A-Cell Breeding Device is like, hold my beer. Next is A-Cell Incubator. Okay, I see how the breeding process works here. The egg cells are juiced down the breeding device and then fed through those tubes into the incubation cells where they develop. It's a continuous spell, and its effect is, each time an A counter is removed from play by a card effect, place one A counter on this card. When this card is destroyed, distribute the A counters on this card among face-up monsters. Okay, I kinda want to like this card since it essentially lets you use effects of things like Golgar and Code Ancient Ruins for free if you have multiples out, which can further be used for Golgar food. However, with Recombination of Ice, it just becomes obsolete. And besides, there aren't as many alien cards that remove A counters that you may think there are. Next is Code Ancient Ruins. Things like Dark Magicians and Gravekeepers aren't the only ones who got ancient scriptures. I made a pretty cool anime studio model for it too. It's a continuous spell, and its effect is, each time a face-up alien monster is destroyed, place one A counter on this card. Once per turn, you can remove 2 A counters from anywhere on the field to special summon one alien monster from your graveyard. Damn, that is really freaking good. It's a monster reborn that has a soft once per turn clause, so if you have multiples of them or can bounce it back with Golgar, you can bring back more than one alien per turn. If it only removed A counters from itself, then it wouldn't really be worth mentioning, but from anywhere makes it skyrocket in usefulness. Only Golgar himself can claim that level of versatility in A counter removal. Unfortunately, it is non-searchable, can be a dead draw, and you only get one A counter if multiple aliens are destroyed at the same time. So run based on preference, but I personally run 3. Next is Otherworld, the A Zone. I'm going to assume that stands for
the Alien Zone.
Pretty psychedelic stuff, and it's got Musiki flying out of a wormhole, and is that a baby Gangiel? Having 2 crappy non-alien alien cards on it is not a good sign though. It's a field spell, and its effect is, if your opponent's monster battles with an alien monster you control, the opponent's monster loses 300 attack and defense during damage calculations only. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Stop! Take a break! I gotta shake my head in disappointment for 5 minutes.
Holy shit, this is the most bare-bones, half-assed, and awful archetype field spell I've ever seen. In fact, if it wasn't for the Nordic Lights, I'd say this is the worst archetype field spell in the game. Battle protection that kills all your guys if it's destroyed. LOL. But seriously, this is like those crappy field spells from 2002 like Mountain, with their only merit being in Duelist of the Roses. It's pretty much the same as all enemy monsters having an A counter on them, but at least this applies to all aliens, right? With all these field spells that tack on an unnecessary counter mechanic like Realm of Light and Morphtronic Map, it's the one from an archetype that utilizes counters that doesn't use them at all. If it said, place an A counter on any monster that battles an alien monster before damage calculations, or something like that, it would have been some nice pre-recombination device support, but this is just pathetic. It's a damn shame too, because my anime studio background for it looks freaking boss. Next is Detonator Circle A. Wow, that's kind of a gruesome artwork. A monster with an A counter on it blowing up, scattering guts and viscera everywhere. It's a normal trap, and its effect is, destroy one face-up monster with an A counters, and then inflict 1000 damage to each player. So it's a terrible version of Ring of Destruction, but hey, at least you can force a draw if both you and your opponent are almost dead, which is something the post-eroded version of this card can't say the same for. Next is Crop Circles, which is a reference to those mysterious circles that pop up in fields overnight, and people used to believe they were made by the devil mowing his lawn in your wheat field. Also aliens. And of all the designs they could make, why did they choose the Eye of Wadjat? Why would aliens care about the Egyptian lore behind this card game? It's a normal trap, and its effect is, send any number of monsters from your side of the field to the graveyard to activate this card. Select from your deck one alien monster whose level is equal to the total levels of the sent monsters, and special summon it. Okay, what the hell is this? Some weird tag out thing you can use to dodge card effects? And it's completely generic in terms of what monsters you can send for the cost, which is interesting. The thing is, you're never going to be sending more than one monster with this effect because the highest level of a main deck alien monster is 6. Unless, I don't know, you jacked your opponent's dupe frog with alien hypno or some shit. If you fail to find a monster to special summon, you take 2,000 damage. What the fuck? Why is this here? What is the purpose of this drawback? Who is this for? If you send a monster and you have no payout, you're a complete idiot who just went -2 for no reason, so why tack on a solemn warning level life point Nard kick like that? But hey, I guess if you got Prime Material Dragon out, you've just gained a solid 2k. Next up is the card I've been mentioning over and over again, Planet Pollutant Virus. Look at that, it's even got alliteration like the other virus cards. It also really puts into perspective of the end goal of the alien archetype, total planetary destruction. The mist and the A counters crawling all over the place really gives the feeling that the planet has been stripped of all life. It's a normal trap and its effect is, tribute 1 alien monster, destroy all face-up monsters without A counters your opponent controls. Wow, okay, we're not even done with the effect and this card is already awesome. First off, the cost is any alien, and said alien can even be face down. Then it's a potential Raigeki if you hadn't infected any of your opponent's monsters yet, so they could be setting up a big board and then you just spring this bad boy on them. And it's a wicked parting shot for an alien that's about to be destroyed. Until the end of your opponent's 3rd turn after this card's activation, place 1 A counter on each monster they summon. Whoa, I mean it's a virus card, so it's fittingly devastating, but damn! That right there is some incredible A counter placement. Alien Overlord's got nothing on this shit. It's for any monster they summon and lasts a full 3 turns. This is my favorite freaking alien support card. Run at least 2 of this. I personally run 3, but that can be cloggy. Next is Interdimensional Warp. Look at that, it's got the artwork of that spirit support card Creature Swap. They just lazily copy-pasted the artwork, changed the background, and added an A counter, slowly enveloping this poor soul. It's a normal trap, and its effect is, select a monster you control and a monster with A counters your opponent controls. Switch control of those monsters. Wow, that's pretty bad. If it were a spell card, then it would have some merit, but it's a trap card for some stupid reason. Why? Because you get to choose the opponent's monster unlike the original Creature Swap? There are better ways of stealing your opponent's monsters than this with aliens. Next is Cell Explosion Virus. Its artwork is comically depicted, as usual, with Goblin Attack Force being the butt monkey in card artworks. Also, those rays in the background are rather reminiscent of Mirror Force, and there is a reason for that. It's a normal trap, and its effect is, activate only when an opponent's monster with an A counter declares an attack. Destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. Okay, so this card was released in 2007, back before power creep dictated that Mirror Force was no longer a card worth being limited. I'll give the card credit for destroying all attack position enemy monsters though, not just the ones with A counters. Next is Orbital Bombardment. Freaking awesome name and freaking awesome artwork. Orbital beams are one of my favorite science fiction weapons, and does this card live up to those awesome expectations? It's a normal trap, and its effect is, send 1 alien monster from your side of the field to the graveyard to activate this card. Destroy 1 spell or trap card on the field. No, it does not. At all. If you're wondering what the fuck the point of this is, it was released in 2006 back when MST was limited. Them's was some dark times. This is the only shitty MST wannabe either. We got things like Twister, Tornado, and Mystical Wind Typhoon. This is the kind of garbage we had to deal with back when the one convenient means of back row removal was at 1 because of reasons. Even without taking that into account, you have to send an alien from your field to the graveyard. Not your hand, your field. You're giving up field presence just to destroy a spell or trap. Not negate a spell or trap, but destroy. I'd say this is the worst alien support card, even more than their field spell. Next is Mass Hypnosis. Once again, depicting Goblin Attack Force as helpless victims of the alien's wrath. I kinda like the artwork though, them stumbling around a forest in the middle of the night. It's a continuous trap and its effect is, only activate while you control an alien monster. Select and take control of up to 3 of your opponent's monsters that each have an A counters on them. This card is destroyed during the end phase of the turn it is activated. Well, being able to group jack enemy monsters just by controlling an alien, like, say, Alien Overlord, is amazing. And you don't even have to remove A counters from them for it. However, the last line of text is what brings this card down to unusable. It's important to remember that if this card is disrupted in any way after resolving, those monsters are returned to your opponent. What a nice footnote to put on it. This means you have to activate this card on your own turn if you want to make any use of it, and trap cards that offer no benefit for being activated on your opponent's turn really need something special in them to make them worthwhile. But don't worry, there's another alien trap card for your mind controlling needs. The last card is Brainwashing Beam. Oh my raw, I love that artwork. It actually makes the subpar alien gray look intimidating. It's a continuous trap and its effect is, select one monster with at least 1 A counter on your opponent's side of the field and take control of that monster. During each of your end phases, remove 1 A counter from that controlled monster. If all A counters are removed from that monster, or that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. That is really nice and definitely outclasses the previous card. Not only do you not have to control an alien, and its maintenance cost is performed during your end phase, so using it on your opponent's turn is beneficial. Now the last effect gives it a high potential to be a Call of the Haunted-esque, Space Eater kind of card, but that can actually work to your advantage by recycling it with Golgar. Running a couple copies of this is worth considering. This has been episode 2 of Vex Views Decks. Until next time, remember to keep your tinfoil hat on your person at all times, because you never know when the invasion could begin.